Did we call it or did we call it? What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with TechBud Solutions here with a super quick market update. And before big tech is supposed to report earnings tomorrow, what a beautiful reversal. So in today's earlier video, I talked about SoFi. SoFi did report incredible earnings. They beat expectations for both earnings per share and revenue. I think that's very important to highlight. But don't ever get it twisted, right? We talked about that, hey, markets were overbought. There's a lot of uncertainty going on into big tech. That's kind of what everyone is talking about. For those that don't know, we got Meta, Microsoft, Amazon, and Apple set to report earnings tomorrow after the market closes and on Thursday after the market closes. So if you guys want me to live stream that, all I literally ask you to do is drop a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. But boy, did I miss out. And why by missing out is, I made $10,300 on my short. I fully closed out my trade. It was all caught within my live trading session. I even showed you guys here on YouTube. I said, hey, I made a few $1,000s on HIMS. I didn't make too much on that one. I made $5,700 at the end of the day for that specific short. But on SoFi, I was like, this is going to be my biggest trade of the day. And I knew it, right? Because SoFi pumped up so much, markets looked incredibly weak, and normally leading up to big tech, especially when markets have been rallying all week and all the past weeks for no reason, markets tend to de-risk before big earnings. I'm not here to say that these big tech companies are not going to exceed expectation, just like we saw SoFi did, and SoFi rightfully so pushed up. But dude, at one point it was up to highs of $25. It was up over 20% on the day, yet markets were still dropping. It didn't take much rocket science to, or it didn't take a rocket scientist to understand that this was most likely not going to, hold up here. And all I was waiting for, like I said in today's earlier video, is on the 5-minute time frame. Watch for the break of support. It's an ascending uptrend pattern until it isn't. It broke support, and boy, did they pull the rug. And not only did it go from being up 20%, but it closed 6.5% in the green, but then sold off an additional 6.6%, meaning that it gave back everything from highs of $25 to lows of $20.51. It lost 18%. So when asking the question, well, Ricky, how'd you make money if the stock ended up selling off? I was shorting, right? I showed you my short position and I told you that, hey, if this thing does break support, I will be adding more to my short. As it began to sell off, you guys know that I'm not here to be greedy. I know market conditions as a whole have been more bullish than bearish. I'm just super excited because although I took profits early, I'm very happy with the money that I made. I could have made double, right? Coulda, shoulda, woulda. You could always say that. But I know in a market full of greed that markets are incredibly bullish. I didn't want to risk it to be, greedy, right? Like all the bag holders that are probably down, 10, 15, maybe 20% on this pullback. I'm sure they're regretting not taking profits, right? That's what I want to talk about being greedy. It's an overhyped up stock. And just like the entire market, corrections like this happen the hardest and the quickest to companies that are the most overhyped. So the thing that I want to make sure that you are aware is why it sold off during the aftermarket hours, because it was trading fine around $22, $23 after already losing about 14%, but it lost an additional 6%. And the reason why is because SoFi stock falls on $1.5 billion stock sale plan. Pretty much it's diluting its current investors. And this is what I would say a terrible company does when they know that their price per share is incredibly overvalued. Is that it's a great way to be able to position themselves. And in my opinion, it makes sense for the company. It doesn't make sense for current investors. And I think that's why people were so eager to get the heck out of there. Because if you look at the bigger picture, SoFi has come from lows of $5 per share to highs of 25, a 5x return. And we're talking about in just 1 year, 12 months, not talking about the retracement that we saw in April to $8 to now trading at highs of 28. It's just important to understand overbought and oversold levels. Now, I don't want you to get it twisted. I had someone else comment in my earlier video that, Ricky, you just don't understand the company. This thing, you're just jealous that it's up to highs of $25. Be my guest. If you think it's such a bargain at $25, put every penny of your account and buy it at 25. I don't care, right? the reason I share the ideas that I do is not because I'm here to pretend like I'm right all the time, but it's because, in my opinion, markets are overbought. Just like SoFi, it offers a lot of pullback potential. If you're invested at these low levels, yeah, it makes sense on maybe why you're not selling, but you're also probably not buying up here because it doesn't make sense. And that's what I'm trying to share with almost every video that I make, is that there's nothing wrong with being invested, but encouraging beginners to buy at these overbought levels simply because it suits you as a current investor, I think is ignorant, right? Because you're misguiding those investors that are just getting started to jump in now when you know it's overbought, that if markets retrace, as we've seen in the past before, if SoFi begins to pull back from the highs that it made, this thing can lose 50%. So imagine that. The first investment that you were encouraged to make by everyone else except for me is that jump in at overbought levels, you lose 50%. Now you never want to invest again because of your terrible experience. But again, our job is simply to encourage beginners to be calculated. If they understand the risk that it could drop 50%, but they still see the reward to be worth it, do it, right? Who knows that maybe this thing can go to $30 per share, maybe even 35. In a market full of greed, anything is possible. And we all know that. But again, it's making sure that you explain both sides. And that's always what I'm here to do. Is not just talk about the potential that you can make profit, but always highlight the risk that comes with it and allow the beginner to make the informed decision once both options are laid out for them. And that is why I loved this setup, because it was so beautiful, so perfect. It's an almost perfect textbook setup of an overbought reversal. A catalyst-based event that drove the stock price up. It showed signs of resistance, lack of progress, break of support, break of pattern, and then got flushed below, and then a further negative catalyst that drove the price down even further. I mean, absolutely exquisite, right? But tomorrow, we got big tech. We got Meta and Microsoft, and if I'm not mistaken, I think it's Hood tomorrow, right? Let me pull it up here. I believe it might be Hood that reports tomorrow on, the 30th. So I'm pumped. I'm pumped to host that live stream for you guys. I hope that you guys are excited to tune on in. I just wanted to congratulate everyone that absolutely killed it shorting SoFi and that was not afraid to take profits. Your trades are never going to be perfect, but you don't need to be perfect to make money in this market. You just need to be calculated, and you can't be greedy in a market full of chaos. So very excited to see what tomorrow presents. I hope to see you for tomorrow's live trading session. If you want to tune on in, second link in the description down below, and I'll see you at market open for that live trading session. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.